Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, I'm here.
Okay. How are you?
I am, let's just say I'm alive. Let's
Okay.
just say I'm alive.
So, like, are the pressure kicking in? Is the pressure kicking in your like school
Um,
or like?
Not so much as school, just life.
Okay. Understand. Okay. So previously we saw some, we started some consumer arithmetics and we discussed that like these are pretty easy, so we won't give much time on them, like on consumer arithmetic too. So rather we thought of moving towards Pythagorean theorem. Okay. So there's a brief introduction of how Pythagorean theorem was introduced and like what's the value of pi? The value of pi is the ratio of the perimeter of a circle and the uh, diameter. Okay,
Diameter.
diameter. So, so for instance, so this is our circle. Its perimeter would be 2 pi r. Okay, and its diameter would be any line that goes through the center. Any line that goes through the center. It could be this. It could be this. It could be this. Any of these line would be called a diameter. So if we take the ratio of these two, that would be pi. Okay. All right. So it is a number with infinite digits after the decimal point. All right. Now, what is the Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem suggests that whenever you will draw a square on the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle, it will be the addition of squares drawn on this side and drawn on this side. Okay. All right. So this is how you visualize it. It's not important to like visualize it now, but the what is important is that what is the formula? The formula would be, as we have already discussed previously several times, hypotenuse squared equals to you could say like okay, opposite squared plus adjacent squared. What is the opposite and what is the adjacent? It will be known from the particular angle given. If we consider this to be our theta, then this will be our adjacent side, okay, and this will be our opposite side. Okay, so we have discussed them previously, and like in trigonometries and Pythagorean theorem as well. Okay. Okay, next up. So one example of a right angle triangle could be, if you want to draw it, say take a 5 centimeter hypotenuse, a 4 centimeter base, and a 3 centimeter height. Okay, then you will see that hypotenuse of 5 centimeter squared will equal to base 3 squared plus height 4 squared. Okay, so 5 squared equals to 3 squared plus 4 squared. Simply we can write the or express the Pythagorean theorem as c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. Okay. I don't know if there are any proofs, but we have previously proved them. So I'm not going there. I don't know if as your curriculum is more practical based, not theory based. So I don't think you will need the proof either. Okay. But remember how we how we had drawn like 4 triangles before. Okay, like it's here, and then like this we draw another triangle, then another triangle, and then all of it together forms a square in the middle. Okay, remember that proof?
Yes.
Okay, so you could use that. Okay, so calculate the length of side PQ in triangle PQR. Okay, so now as we know that from here I will go real quick. Okay, so r squared plus 9 squared equals to 16 squared. You will get from here. If we deduct 9 square from both the sides, r square will be equal to 16 square minus 9 square, and r will be the square root of these. Okay, r will be the square root of these. So you will get a particular value from here. Okay, is the set of numbers 4, 6, 7 a Pythagorean triad? Very easy. What you will do is take the smallest two numbers and add the squares of them. Take the smallest two numbers and add the squares of them. That will be 4 squared plus 6 squared. It will be equal to 4 squared is 16 plus 6 squared is 36. Tell me, what do we get? We get 52. Now, is 7 squared equal to 52?
No.
It's 49. So that means 4, 6, and 7 are not Pythagorean triads. The fire brigade attends a blazing tall building. They need to rescue a person from the 6th floor of the building, which is 30 meters above the ground level. 30 meters above the ground level. Okay. The ladder is 32-meter long and must be at least 10 meters from the foot of the building. Assess whether the ladder can be used to reach the people needing rescue. Okay. Now, it's really important to visualize this thing. Say this is the building. Okay. Building. Okay. And its height is what they have said. Its height is, they have said, it's 30 meters. Okay. Now you might think, okay, so we have a ladder of 32 meters long. Then what is the problem in rescuing a 30-meter building or trying to rescue a 30-meter height building? But they have said that you have to keep the ladder at least 10 feet, 10 meter from the foot of the building. Okay, so that is our prime condition. That is, we have to keep it 10 meter away. So if we consider this to be 10 meter, this is 10 meter. Now let us calculate the hypotenuse as well. So this will be our hypotenuse. So we don't know what is the value for hypotenuse. So tell me, how will we get the value for hypotenuse? It will be x squared equals to 10 squared plus 30 squared. Is that correct? Because
Yes.
30 is the working as the height here. Okay, now x will be equal to root over 10 squared plus 30 squared. Now tell me the value of this. Let me calculate as well. 10 squared. Let me know when you're done, okay?
31.62.
31.62, okay? So if the ladder is this much long, that is 31.62 meters long, then we would be able to rescue them. How many meters do we have? We have 32 meters, okay? So that means this ladder could be used. Okay.
Nice.
Let's see what, yes, they have exactly done in the same way. Okay, all right. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem in 2 dimensions. Identify the hypotenuse in each of the following triangles. Okay, what was the definition for hypotenuse?
The area for the hypotenuse is equal to the
No. I'm
addition
asking
of
the definition. I'm not asking what the Pythagorean theorem is. What is the definition? Hypotenuse.
PR. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the right triangle,
Yes, the longest side of the right
and is
triangle,
opposite to
and
the 90
yes, exactly.
degrees.
It will be opposite to the 90 degree. So here it's the 90 degree. Then this is the PR is the opposite side. Okay. 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 Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you started glitching.
Just a second. I hope it's better now. Okay. Okay. Now, what will be the answer for this? The answer for this will be 13. Okay. Because it's a well-known fact that if you have two sides of a right angle triangle to a 5 and 12, then the hypotenuse will be 13. And some triads go like 6, 8, and 10. 6, 8, and 10, and is another triad. And also 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so these are a few triads. All right, this is pretty easy. I'm not going into them. Okay. Check the length of each unknown shorter side. Okay, I think you will be able to do that because you have done like quite a lot of equations right up until now. So I'm not giving time on them. Okay, but if
Yes.
you find any difficulty,
Yeah.
please let me know afterwards. The hypotenuse in triangle WXY. WXY, it will be WX. Okay, this is the opposite of the right angle and also the longest side in WXY triangle. So which of the following triangles is definitely right angle? Okay. So what will you do? Tell me. In this question, how will you examine which one is the right angle triangle?
Guess and check. I'm kidding. Just plug the numbers into the formula, and if both sides are equal, then it will be a right
Right angle
angle
triangle, right?
triangle.
But even if you are getting yes, it's true. If you are able to guess properly, that's a very important technique and skill for
Mhm.
MCQs. Okay, because it saves your time, and obviously in MCQs you won't be given like 5 minutes for an MCQ. You might be given 40 seconds. Okay, so this type of questions you would need to solve, say within say 30 seconds, then extra 10 seconds, it will help you for a more difficult problem. Okay. 40 seconds, I said a very less. You will given, I guess, 1 minute. Okay. But not more than 1 minute. It's the maximum. Okay. Are the following sets of numbers Pythagorean triads? Okay. You can like check them. And let's see. A television antenna is 12-meter high to supported wires attached to the ground are 5 meters from the floor. Okay. So it will be 13 meters. So Susie needs to clean the guttering on her roof. She places a ladder 1.2 meter back from the edge of the guttering that is 3 meters above the ground. How long will Susie's ladder need to be? Rounded to two decimal places. Okay. So okay, I mean this is just a like simple Pythagorean theorem. You will do is 3 squared minus 1.2 squared square root of that. A rectangular gate is 3.5 meter long and 1.3 meter wide. The gate is to be strengthened by diagonal brace as shown at okay, so easy as well. Use the measurements in the diagram to determine the height of the flagpole. Correct to one decimal place. Okay. Okay, like these are like pretty easy. Okay. And tell me, okay, this one is what seeming to be just a one interesting math to me. Otherwise, others are like pretty simple. Tell me, what will you do in this scenario to calculate the height?
Um, so cut the shape into two different shapes, one which is a rectangle, 9 by 8, and one which is a triangle,
Yeah,
7 by 9.
right.
And then you
So this
do it.
will be 7 and this will be 9, right? That is what you say.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So now in the next part, okay, we have learned how to use the Pythagorean theorem in 3 dimensions. If I show you the picture, you can see that
A
like
squared plus B squared plus C squared.
yes, a square plus b square plus c square. But the thing is, whenever I mean we are performing the Pythagorean theorem in the a three-dimensional space, we cannot be doing it like directly. Okay, cannot be doing it directly. We have to do like several times, 2 times to be precise. Okay. So how is it? Let me show it to you. As you can see, the rectangular coordinates are like z-axis, x-axis, and y-axis. Okay. So x here is the, I mean, total diagonal of this particular three-dimensional space. Okay, but we cannot calculate it like that. So what do we do? First of all, from this portion, we calculate the diagonal from here. Okay, this diagonal. Okay. So after calculating this diagonal, obviously we know the height. So what we are going to do is, this height is known, and this will be the base for this particular triangle. Okay, this green triangle. Now with the help of this, like y and z, we will calculate x squared, x equals to root over y squared plus z squared. Understand my point?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how we are going to calculate the values for three-dimensional spaces. Okay. Most of the time, you will be given with like three sides, and you just have to square root all of them. Okay. Now let's see. So, what was the question again? Maximum. Okay. All right. All right. So 1.5, 1. Okay. Now see, you can either directly plug in like this, that the diagonal would be equal to root over 1 squared plus 0.5 squared plus 1.5 squared. This could be, or maybe you could do it like, say for instance, y, here the y equals to root over 1 squared plus 1.5 squared, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Now in this particular triangle, this one, x squared equals to y squared plus z squared. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that is equals to y squared will be 1 squared plus 1.5 squared plus z squared will be 0.5 squared. So you will get the answer by square rooting this thing. Okay. But if you just like plug in the values in the first place, there's nothing wrong in that. Because like drawing three-dimensional images and then explaining it to your teacher, it might get difficult. Okay. So just plug in the values, you should get the number. Okay. A square pyramid has a base length of 30 meter and a slant edge of 65 meter. Determine the height of the pyramid. Rounding your answer to one decimal place. Okay. So it will be 65 squared minus 30 squared, right? As you can understand.
Yes.
But if you have to draw the diagram, that is what I'm thinking. Do you need to draw the diagram? I don't think so. I don't think you have to draw.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's going to be very difficult. Okay. I think drawing it. But as you can understand, if you draw the diagram, so this will be the height, and this is given like this slant or whatever slant edge, right? Okay. So now, oh no, it's not that easy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Not six. Okay. See, and this side is given. Okay. Now, obviously, as you can understand that whenever you are calculating I mean, what can I say? The distance between this point and this point, it's not going to be 30 meters. Yes. So you have to calculate this distance. Okay. How can this be calculated? How can this be calculated? Let me think. So it can be calculated. I think if you calculate this bit, so that is 30. Okay. So consider this to be a what can I say, equilateral right angle triangle, right? Equilateral is I mean two sides of a triangle is same, right? Is that equilateral, or what was the term?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is 30. Okay. Now if you perform like root over 30 squared plus 30 squared, what will you get? You will get some value. Okay. You will get some value. Okay. It will be root over 900, root over 1800. Okay. So root over 1800 is the value for this whole diagonal, right? Is that correct? That is BD. Are you understanding, or is it getting difficult? Okay, let me erase some features. Okay. What I'm saying is, see, this is 30, this is 30. Okay. So now I am considering this triangle. Okay. It might seem in the first place that it is not a right angle triangle, but it is in a three-dimensional space. Okay. Okay, so that is why it's looking like that, but it is a right angle triangle. So now I am getting the value for these to be or AC. This is the AC. AC equals to, if I draw it with another color, the value of AC equals to root over 18. Okay, all right. Is it clear up until now?
Yes.
Now, whenever we are trying to calculate the value for height, that is, so what are we going to do? We have the hypotenuse, that is 65. Okay, so this is 65 and this will be our height and this will be our base. Okay, all right. Now what will be the base PC? Tell me. AC equals to root over 1800. So what will be PC?
65 meters.
Hmm? 65.
65 meters.
Why will it be 65?
Oh, sorry, BC. I was looking at EC. BC would be the same 30 meters.
No, I said PC. This one.
Oh, PC.
PC. Yes.
PC would be half the hypotenuse. So
Half the hypotenuse. What will be the value? Can you tell me?
makes sense. Which would be 30 plus 30.
Okay, I think you're complicating it. See, there is a if you would have
21.21.
Okay, all right. Whatever you said, I'll check it. See, there are some properties of a square. Okay. The question setter has previously said to you that this base is square shape, right? There is no doubt in that. Now, there are various properties of square. First of all, it has four equal sides. It has four equal sides, right? And obviously, all the angles are rectangles. Okay. Sorry, I mean right angles. Okay. Now the two diagonals are same. Two diagonals are same. Another property is the the diagonal the diagonals intersect the diagonals intersect at half. Okay, the diagonals intersect at half. I don't know. Have I been able to properly translate the things? But what I mean by that is, whenever the diagonals of a square would be like intersecting, this bit and this bit will be equal, and this bit and this bit will be also equal as well. Okay, and as the two diagonals are same size, that means all of this portion, like this portion, this portion, this portion, this portion, all of them will be equal, right? And all of them will be half of the total diagonal size. Tell me, do you understand my point?
Yes.
Now I have already told you that AC equals to square root of 1800. Is that correct?
Yes.
So tell me, what should be the value for PC then?
Square root of um square root of 1800 over 2.
Right, square root of 1800 over 2. Okay, that will be your answer for PC. Okay, so this is how you will have to calculate. Okay, didn't you like study these properties of square previously? I don't know, like
Yes.
curriculums are different. Okay, so you will have to implement these. Okay, all right. Now the things get easier now. So we have got the value for PC and we've got the value for obviously slant H, that is 65 meters, which is our hypotenuse. So then from triangle PEC, you will get EC squared equals to PC squared plus PE squared. Okay. And the rest you will do by yourself. And the value would be, let's see, what will be the value? So the value will be, all right. The value would be somewhat around 61.4. Okay. So this is a very good math. This is a very conceptual and very important math as well. I mean, I like this math very much. Okay. So first of all, what you have to do, you will have to get the diagonal of the square shaped base, and based on that you will have to calculate the height of the pyramid. Okay. All right. So now let's see, calculate the maximum length of a metal rod that would fit into it. Okay, so rectangular crate. So obviously just root over these three. Again, root over these three. Okay. So again, a square pyramid. So I will suggest you do this one. Okay. So this is a very important one. Number three, you should perform it at home. Okay.
Okay.
Determine which of the following square pyramids has the greater height. Again, you have to do like two times for pyramid one and the pyramid two, and then based on that you will be able to understand what will be the greater height for. Okay. So calculate the length of the longest metal rod that can fit diagonally. So again, root over a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, in three cases. Okay. Calculate correct to two decimal places the height of a square pyramid with base width twice the height square pyramid with the base. Okay, okay. All right. So if I make you visualize what the question setters are asking here, so it will be something like, see, so this could be like the pyramid. Okay, so this is somewhat like the pyramid. Okay, now the height of a square pyramid you have to calculate with base width twice the height. uh Base width twice. Okay, once again, the height of a square pyramid with base width. What is the base width? Twice the height. Base width twice the height. One second, I'm just trying to figure out the language. Okay, the height of a square pyramid. Height means height. Okay, that is not a problem. Height twice the height of the slant edge is okay. Okay, okay. I now understand. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so the slant edge is given, like say for instance 20 meter or something in different places. All right, and the height of a square pyramid you have to calculate. Okay, but the base width, base square pyramid with base width twice the height. Base width twice the height. Okay. So now the square could be like of like various dimension, like it could have a side of 20 meters, it could have a side of 40 meters, it could have a side of 80 meters, and so on, so on. Okay, understand my point? Okay,
Yes.
so to generalize it, what you are going to do is obviously you will get a particular height for this pyramid. So let us consider this height to be x. Okay, now tell me what will be the base width then. What will be the base width if the height of the pyramid is x? Base width is twice the
X
height.
over 2.
No, twice x actually. Okay.
Oh, twice X, sorry.
Okay. So twice x. So based on that, now you can solve it properly. You might as well need to substitute some things. Okay. So now this is twice x and this is twice x as well. So you will have to first of all calculate this diagonal. So that will be said if this is c, let's consider this to be c. So c squared will be equal to twice x whole squared plus twice x whole squared. So c squared equals to 4x squared plus 4x squared, and eventually c squared equals to 8x squared, and c equals to square root of 8 means 2 root 2. Okay, 2 root 2x. Okay, just a second. Okay, 2 root 2x. Okay. So c equals to 2 root 2x. Now, obviously, we don't want 2 root 2x. We need half of it. So it will be equal to, so if we are considering half of it, that will be root 2x. Okay. So now what are you given with? You are given with like root 2x as half of the diagonal and x as the height. Okay, and you are also given with the hypotenuse. So what will be your equation based on that? Tell me, what will be your equation based on that?
Yes. What do you mean by the equation based on that?
Okay, previously we did a math on square pyramid where we first of all like taken into account the diagonal of the base which we have calculated as considering it as c. Okay, now we have taken the half of the diagonal, right? And now we have to calculate based on this particular right angle triangle, right, where the height is associated, the half of the diagonal is associated, and also the slant edge is associated. Okay, understand my point now? Like what equation you have to form?
Maybe.
Mm,
It would be
okay.
half 4x square root of
Okay, which
4x
formula you have to use? Can you just tell me that? Which formula you have to use?
is the Pythagorean
Right,
formula.
obviously, hypotenuse squared equals to height squared plus the base squared. Okay, so what is the height here? Height will be considered as x, right? X squared.
Yes.
And then what will be the base? It will be root 2x squared. Do you understand up until this point?
Yes.
This is the base. Okay, okay, as it is the half of the diagonal, it will be equal to 20 squared. Okay,
Yes.
understand the point? So then you will get like x squared plus 2x squared equals to 400, and then based on that you can calculate the value for x. Okay, and you will have to do this for all four scenarios. Okay, which is like slant edge is changing. Okay, and as you can understand, as they have given it like quite sometimes in the exercise, and also they have like given examples on this particular math. So this pyramidal mathematics is very important, I guess. Okay. All right, but let me know when you're done. Okay, although I
I'm
have
done.
like done.
Yes.
And also the recordings will be there as well if you find it difficulty. Okay, if a friend wants to pack an umbrella into her suitcase, okay, like we'll have one. Okay, very easy. Calculate the value of x correct to two decimal places in the following diagram. Okay, I will let you do it. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, cool. 8.09.
8.09. Okay. So okay, I cannot like verify without doing it, but let me just show you the first few lines. Based on that, you would be able to understand if you have done it correctly or not. So it will be 8 plus x whole squared plus 15 squared equals to 22 squared. And you just put on a plus b whole squared formula, that is 8 squared plus x squared plus 2 into 8 into x, which is 16x plus 225 equals to 22 squared, and then you will calculate the value for x, right? That is what you did.
Yes.
Okay. Stefano is renovating his apartment, which he accesses through two corridors. The corridors of the apartment building are 2 meter wide and 2 meter high ceilings, and the first corridor is at right angles to the second. So that he can carry lengths of timber up to 6 meter long, 2 meter wide and 2 meter high ceilings. Okay. Okay, 2 meter high ceilings. I understand that. We try to draw this thing. So accesses through two corridors. Accesses through two corridors. Okay. Corridors of the 2 meter wide and 2 meter high ceiling. So it is 2 meter. This is 2 meters as well. First corridor is at right angles to the second. Okay. All right. So this should be like these are like two corridors. High and fast corridor through two corridors. Okay. It cannot be like 2 squared plus 2 squared. It cannot be that easy, right? Would it be? I don't think. Okay. The corridors of the what I think is like if the images were given, it could have been easier. Let's see. There are two corridors which are interconnected, right? That is what I'm presuming. So if each of the corridor is 2 meter wide, what will be the total width we are getting? It will be 2 plus 2, right?
Yes.
2 plus 2 equals to 4 meters. Okay. And this is the height will be the same. Whatever the width of the corridors, the height remains the same, right? Height is 2 meters. Okay.
Yes.
If we calculate the value for x, that will be x equals to root of r square root of 2 squared plus 4 squared. That is square root of 20. Okay. Now, if we get the square root of 20, then we will be getting around somewhat around like something above 4, greater than 4. Okay. But how can carry lengths of timber up to 6 meter to his apartment? Okay. Okay, I think I might have to check it. Maybe there is some twist to it. Okay. Please ask this question to me the next day. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. 6 meter timber. Okay. All right. I'll check this exit. All right. Let me give you another link. Okay.
Okay.